No. They're playing very cautiously, don't you think, Greg?
Yes, sometimes it's not easy getting in front from those distances. Just getting the feel for the court still. So there's obviously a bit of
Oh.
variation around that hoop. Red's made it very interesting for black, which is next to play. If they're
Hmm.
not touching, he'll find it difficult to get a position.
I think he's just called the referee. So I would say they're not touching. And the referee is coming, but Darren is saying, I don't need the referee to come because I'm just going to play away. He didn't attempt to move red at all. Uh, I would say yellow, thinking about clearing blue and leaving red to take position as a block on black, you think? No, no. He's perhaps going for the hoop. Hmm. Okay.
Yes, Darren not wanting to get too close to the hoop because red could hit it away. So he's basically put himself in a nice position. He's got a choice here. He can move the red or go for the hoop. Nicely
And
done.
he chose the.
Still in control with the blue ball on the right side. Richard just assessing whether blue can run the hoop. He may wish to block and try and prevent blue from running, or he might come in deep if it can't run and go for the hoop at a later time. But looking like it might be a runner and coming in to try and block it.
I'm foreseeing a clearance shot on yellow here. So yellow has been sent to where it cannot run the hoop. Red is now going to send blue to a place where it cannot run the hoop, very probably. And leaving red in a hoop running position, quite a long one, but away. And visible, I think, to black. Uh-huh. What would you do here, Greg?
Well, I want to be in the action, so I think I'll be running it from the non-playing side and forcing my opponent to do something about it. So yeah, coming through the hoop won't be a bad option. But again, not easy in with the hoops so tight.
He might take it through further than he wants to, or not through at all. It's blocking the hoop, but not through. So it can't run from that position. It can be knocked away, but it can't run. It does obstruct the ball going through the hoop. So you'd think if black weren't cleared, then it would try to jump probably. Oh, not sure what that was doing.
Yes, well, Darren being a very good jumper, and then he can still make it from that side. So he'd be looking at trying to get rid of him from that position.
Mm. because often when the ball is in the hoop, the danger for the jumper is they may push the ball through because the ball's started to run. But in this situation, that's not the case because yellow has come from the back. So it's quite a safe position for a jump. Defect is that blue is close, yellow has to come through in order to run, and red is not in a running position. I'd say Darren has the advantage here. He might send blue forward so that it's in a position to run the hoop. No, they're sending black into position. And black can't be hit by yellow. Blue can clear yellow if yellow just comes through a little way. I don't think black can hit yellow. Yes, has he come through? So it would be really good to have a side-on image of that yellow ball to see whether it's all the way through the hoop. Don't think it is. I think that's why Darren's focusing on moving black.
I like the way that Darren looks at everything. So before he plays his stroke, he can do a number of things. He can hit the black, he can position blue, he can hit yellow, but he's planning ahead and doing all the sums and making sure that he makes the right decision before he executes. So giving himself a bit of room there for the next stroke.
It's looking to me as if yellow hasn't quite come through. But it's hard to tell without seeing actual side-on image. If we could see the image across. Okay, so yes, you can see that there's some of yellow on the non-playing side. So I'd say it's not through. Cat and mouse, this one. So when yellow comes through, it wants to go into a position. He may be able to hit black from there. A lot of thinking going on. Oh, he's deemed. He says, this is a useful ball. It will be hard for black to jump it. I'll leave it there.
So Darren hopefully has blocked the black ball from being hit by red, which is why he was positioning it down below. It still gives black an opportunity to have a crack at the hoop. He may have a piece of it, we'll just see. Not a bad result. Red is in a hoop running position. Blue can't make the hoop. Black to play has a couple of options available.
Looks as if black is not going to try
actually make the hoop.
He's not doing a jump though, is he? I don't think at this moment. He doesn't need to jump. So that was black. He doesn't need to jump in the sense that if he hit yellow through, it would not be a yellow hoop. I don't think that was the outcome he wanted. Okay, I think we're going to see yellow played down a bit. He hasn't made up his mind. Ah, interesting. That's a beautiful shot. Now we're going to see it jump.
It looks like we're looking at a
Yeah, that key moment where the player takes the clip off the hoop. That's an olden days rule that you if you hit the clip, then the hoop didn't count, but people still do it because you could hit the clip and have your ball deflected and you missed the hoop. Ah, well, that was actually not helpful. So that was red, black to play, black to clear yellow, probably, do you think? And then blue to run the hoop.
yes, he'll be happy to smack that one in the middle, and if he's not runnable with blue, to just get in the jaws, just depending on what angle it is. But he'll be wanting to hit this
It's
right in
looking
the
quite,
middle.
he will. And he does. Well, not perhaps
Nicely
quite in the
done.
middle because black came off to the side. So not quite in the middle, but black is still behind the hoop in a nice position. It came off at an angle, and that means that red went off at an angle. Oh, yellow. Was it yellow? It's probably yellow. I'm calling it red, but it must have been yellow. Yellow to play and try to clear blue. You can't quite see yellow. Yes.
And nicely done. He'd be happy with that.
You might have wanted blue into. Oh no, it looks as if blue is now in a not in a running position. That's good.
And some aggressive play there from Darren, obviously trying to go over the red ball and have a look at a crack at the hoop, hitting the top of it, but still clearing it. So blue next to play. Not sure if he can get it into the jaws, but you're going to be
No,
careful
it
because
looks as if
yellow's
he's,
just lurking, ready to.
yeah, ready to clear. You'd say he's probably going to put it in a fairly deep, wouldn't you think?
Yes, that's one of the options.
No,
Yes, he doesn't
what
want to
would
leave
your
it there
option
for
be?
yellow to just smack it. Yeah, looking to go deep because yellow's not in a running position and taking control with the. He has the hoop runner where his opponent won't. And there he goes. Well done.
Here you are, we were right. He can run the hoop from there. He's at this level. They have great command from the
Yes,
boundary.
these
It's
players can do.
I think he was hoping for that to be. So I saw him wave his arm. He was saying to the ball, "No, no, further over." So you're a block on black. Oh, blue. So here comes black. They do often go to the boundary at hoop 13, which is that deciding hoop if there's 6 all, because they can't be cleared from the boundary. The ball is regarded as being out of play. It's an outside agency, as they say, at when it's on the boundary and can't be cleared. But that's not the case with this blue ball. This blue ball is in play. There he is. He's got his block, I think. Or maybe he thinks not quite. Move over. Move over. His hand went move over. Looks pretty good.
Yes,
Wonder if we get a shot of the
red next to play.
where we can see, yeah, after blue. A hoop shot or a clearance? A clearance on yellow. Maybe a hoop shot, do you think?
Yes,
I think it may have been an intended hoop shot, but yellow blocked it.
yes, it gives red an opportunity. So Richard with a chance to take the score to 5-4.
Now, did that go through?
I'm
Yes.
just checking.
Maybe you
Yes,
could see that
indeed.
again.
And he's positioned nice. Yeah, he's done well to position it up to the next hoop as well. So real bonus there for Richard.
Perhaps we could have a little slow-mo on that hoop shot so that we can see it going through.
So Richard in a really good position here with two balls in a running position, black on the non-playing side. Blue needs to come in and either block or hit a ball to get back into this point. It looks like he's sizing one up.
Oh,
Just missed it.
do you
With
think it
red
might have
next to
gone through?
play, scores can go to.
6-4, yes.
It's interesting how quick this point took. Like we've only been playing at this point for about 2 minutes, and we've already got a scorer in place. The previous hoop took quite some time with a bit of tactical play.
Yeah,
A little unfortunate not to go through.
but left neatly in front with yellow also in a running position and both the opponent balls on the other side. He has to, what does he do? Because his ball is right up by the boundary, his blue ball. He's saying, okay, I'll leave blue to clear red, take yellow out of its scoring position. And there's yellow trickling down all
Yes.
the way along the black pipe. Has to be brought back to the point where it crosses the line. Let's have another look at that hoop shot. That was great. Here we go. This is yellow for the hoop. I think this is yellow for the hoop.
He's just getting a
No,
second
that's not
load
what
with
we're
his
looking.
red and yellow in place.
Blue going for red, which is in a running position, I think. Oh, has it obstructed red? I think Richard is going to clear red. Clear blue with red. Yes. I think this may be the shot that we were watching before. This is hoop 7 with red. And there it goes beautifully through the
He's
hoop
absolutely.
and right up the lawn. It was such a good shot. And now we're back live. Good to see that again. Confirm, yes, it went through the hoop in the blink of an eye. Even with the slow-mo, it was quite hard to see. So now this is quite tricky because he's got that other ball there. Going for the hoop and almost sitting in the hoop. Blue from a very long way away. So blue making it difficult for yellow to hit through, I think.
It's
Black
also
threatening to
stopping
hit
the red
yellow
from hitting.
away. Could do a bombard. He could hit red onto blue, hit yellow through, do you think? Then blue would be the one that's stuck in the hoop. That would be very neat. Or he could just hit black away.
Yeah, some options there. It just depends on what sort of a shot with yellow. But he's looks to be looking at black.
Yeah.
Black could more than likely get rid of yellow and then
Without
leave
moving,
the blue in
yeah,
a running position.
yeah, which would not be at all what Richard wants. And blue much too close to jump, I think.
Oh yes.
So I think blue might be nestling up to yellow so close that yellow does not have a stroke unless it comes the other way and sends blue away. Hmm.
A bit unlucky not to get a nudge on it.
So what's red going to, no, what's yellow going to do? Oh, needs watching that one. Referees, but this is Lynn Roberts, referee, come out to mark the balls. I think she's going to mark the balls. Yes, so that they can go back exactly where they were. She's got a special device for assisting her to mark them with minimum of markers on the court. So she's saying there may be a fault here. And if there is, I want to be able to put the balls back exactly where they were, supposing that's the decision of the opponent. The opponent gets to call. In this situation, it's possible that opponent would be happy with the balls left where they were if there were a fault, rather than put yellow back where it is now. This is very dodgy.
And it looks like it's a clean stroke with the hoop point going to red and yellow, Richard, which will bring the score
Yes,
up to 6-4.
yes, because he hasn't put his clip on yet, but Darren is playing across to hoop 11, so you would say the clip is about to go on. So Richard
So he's done well.
Darren in a very good position there. That's a very difficult shot that Richard just played, isn't it? The one where you are trying to hit the ball from on top. You're not allowed to have an edge onto the ball. You must hit it with the flat face of the mallet. It's quite hard to do.
Yes, he's played it extremely well, and a lot of players just would not play that stroke because the risk
Yeah,
quite
the
high.
danger of a
So
fault.
he's used,
Mm.
obviously he's practiced that shot. So he's to have that skill to be able to do it is very good.
So yellow now to clear blue. And not succeeding in clearing blue. So blue, I think, is in a very good position to run this hoop.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity for Darren to catch up, and hopefully with that position he'll be able to come down the lawn a little bit and take control of the next one.
And he does.
Nicely done.
Of course, there is that pesky peg in the middle of the lawn between hoops 11 and 12, which golf croquet players quite often question. Why is that peg there? Because it's not in use in the golf croquet game except as an obstruction in this kind of situation. In association croquet, of course, it marks the end of a peg out, which wins you the game if both your balls hit the peg. But in golf croquet, it's just an obstruction and has to be avoided.
So blue ball with a couple of options. There's the hoop or the red ball, just depending on what he's got his sights on. Obviously, he needs to secure this hoop, so I suspect the red ball is in his sights.
Oh,
Oops, a daisy.
clearing his
Yes,
own ball,
a
not
shot
at
on
all
red
in
would have
his
been
sights.
no. In mine. So Red with the chance here to take the match, take his time and follow through and do all the right things. He should be okay. And well done,
And
Richard.
what he's done is he's taken the game 7-5. So that was a good outcome. Uh, a very tight match. I think both of them will be pleased about how they played in that game. It was lots of very good tactical thinking. So now they're clearing the clips
Yes,
off
and
the
Richard's
lawn,
done well.
and we'll Perhaps we can have a look at the Croquet scores. We won't, of course, have the results of this game on it just yet, but it will show us where the others in the competition are up to. Okay, so
Yeah, so Richard, with that win, will take him up to 6 wins with only the 2 losses. It'll be interesting to see how Gary went in the previous round to see whether he holds top spot with 7 wins or whether he remains at 6. Gary ahead on points at this stage, so he's still got that buffer if the games are level. But interesting to see
I
that we've got a number of players on the games 1-5. So Richard, Shane, John, Lester, all on 5 wins, makes it a very interesting competition for this afternoon. And Owen's still in there too, even though with 4. But at this stage, it's Gary leading the way with quite a few hot on his heels.
And the game we're about to watch is on court 2. It will be Gary Phipps and Shane Downey. So uh, Richard has gone to 6. Gary and Richard both on 6. Shane on 5. So if Shane wins, then he will go to 6, and they will be 3 of them on 6. It's very close. Court 1. So this is the court we're on. They're just going to come onto this court and I think the players are just going off. So we'll be able to see them very soon. So 3 players at the top now, Gary and Richard both on 6, Shane on 5, and Shane playing Gary. Very exciting. And John Vandertouw in another game is still definitely within Cooey. There's all those players in contention. We've got a good day of croquet ahead of us.
So these two played recently over in Adelaide, and Shane has performed particularly well in the Victorian team. Of course, Gary being the current Australian Open and men's singles champion, no stranger to this type of competition, all these lawns for that matter. He's played here a few times now. But yes, we're in for a treat with a good match here. Both players use a Solomon grip. It seems to be a far more popular grip in recent times. Players seem to be more accurate. Not so much the power wise, but yeah. So I put the jinx on him, but
Commentator's
it
curse,
is
you have to say.
becoming more.
So that was
Yes,
Shane
indeed.
playing the blue ball. Shane Downey on the blue ball, and Gary Phipps on red and yellow.
So Gary happy to be a little bit patient and get rid of the black. He's got 2 commanding balls in a hoop running position. So the times when he would have gone for the hoop, but as we've been saying, the hoops have been put in extremely tight. So he's playing percentages and being a little bit more patient.
Oh, that
A
was
nice little
nice.
nudge. So Shane, having playing the current champ, he might take a few more risks. Opportunities may not be as frequent as in previous matches for him. So there might be times when he'll go for the longer hoop or the longer roquet, and which is what he's
as he
doing
did.
now. So
And we've seen him,
yes, so
yes,
7.
bounce off.
Yeah. But Gary, he'd be happy to get in the jaws here. Not an easy shot from that angle, but being the player that he is, it's no problem at all. So 1 point to Gary starts us off. He's off to a good start.
And he's come out clear enough of the
Really
hoop that he
important.
should be able to have a good hit down to the next hoop, even though he didn't get that long promotion with the hoop that he would have hoped for. He hit the ball pretty firmly, but it came off the wire, and the wire took a lot of the speed off it. Up he goes with
So
yellow.
Gary hoping to block black from running the hoop, just trickling on. It does that
Oh,
around the hoops occasionally, just veers off to the side. A very nice shot from Gary. He's got a nice shot with black on yellow and possibly leave blue in a running position. He's played it with a hampered. He's got the distance. And as we say, just trickling off to the side as it arrives at the second hoop. So black to play, having a look at the options, possibly a bit of a double with the yellow and the hoop. But with blue in that position, it'd be nice to just get rid of it.
and he does. So now, oh, I think this was premature. Shane hasn't actually run this hoop yet. We're still on 1-0, but
Was
he
that a
has run the hoop
prediction?
now. Good prediction. Back to 1-1. And red going across to hoop 3. Oh, just nuzzled up to black.
The precision has been excellent by these two players already in this match. Just the positioning play where it's really nice and close and puts the pressure on. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's having a crack here to get rid of one of these balls. Be looking at the red, or a bit unfortunate hitting the partner ball, but he had to have a go.
So he's left both Gary's balls in front, and he's over on the side and out of contention. That was black, I think, so yellow to play.